what exactly is a decentralized application? All right. A decentralized application, or a DApp for short, is a web app that uses the blockchain as its data layer, as opposed to a traditional, database, such as RDS, or such as SQL, NoSQL. Your business logic is stored inside of what's known as a smart contract, all right? And a smart contract is itself deployed to the blockchain. And authentication itself revolves around your crypto wallet, all right, instead of a username and password. And of course, cryptocurrency, which I'm sure most of you have already heard of, is the medium of exchange used to write to the blockchain. So it is possible to have, you can use just the blockchain without cryptocurrency, but that's there's a reason. So the cryptocurrency portion is a feature that is a purpose to that. And that feature is to avoid spamming the blockchain effectively. So if you have some medium of exchange, you don't run into situations where someone will completely spam the blockchain, all right? And so a smart contract itself, I really want to zero in on this. Oh, sure. I'm so sorry. I'm actually using my laptop. I thought my laptop was connected. Sorry about that. So I'll let you guys look over these slides for a quick, like 30 seconds or so. And then I'll move on to the next one. All right. So now that we're all on the same page here, literally. So smart contracts govern the exchange of cryptocurrency, whether that's a coin or a token, between two or more wallet addresses, all right? And so the difference between a coin and a coin is the parent currency itself, such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, even Tron, one of my favorites. And tokens are what's known as a sub-currency that will effectively is created from Ethereum or Tron, such as ERC20 tokens, 721 tokens. We have fungible tokens versus non-fungible, things like that. And so smart contracts themselves are written in a programming language called Solidity. It's an object-oriented programming language that is statically typed, so it's almost impossible to write code that would be buggy. So that's pretty good. And of course, smart contracts can be inherited by other smart contracts, so they are composable, which is pretty cool. This allows a developer to remix certain applications because all the information is public. So has anyone here heard of CryptoKitties at all? Okay, so CryptoKitties is a collectible game where you get to breed and collect different cats. I know it sounds crazy, but the internet loves cats. The internet loves cats. I can't explain it. But CryptoKitties is, I believe, several millions and millions of dollars has been transacted by this one game, which is insane. So there is a huge amount of opportunity in just creating stupid little games on the blockchain. Just like tens of millions of dollars. I'm not exaggerating. There are people in China right now that are spending tens of millions of dollars, and that's only in China. United States, tens of millions of dollars. It's a huge market for that. So I'm done with tangents, I'm sorry. But smart contracts can be thought of as your back end that's hosted on the blockchain. So it's consumed like an API by any front end. So when I mentioned that smart contracts are composable and that they can be inherited, anyone can write a client that interacts with your smart contract. So you have to be aware of that. Of course, there is, you have the ability to own a contract, so there are certain private and public functions, but the crux of the matter is blockchain is transparent and public by default. So that kind of links to the underlying use case for blockchain, and that's making information that's already publicly available a bit more accessible. So when you think about tracking lineage of dogs and horses and livestock, things of that nature, especially with coronavirus going around. It's really easy to track and have more transparency, secure the food chain, things of that nature. What else here? And so architecture. So what does this look like visually? For my visual people, I really want to show you this diagram. So you have your front end, which connects to its own web server, right? That's the only part that is not effectively decentralized. However, there are peer-to-peer services out there that can allow you to deploy your front end to a distributed network effectively. And of course, that front end talks to your smart contract as if you're connecting with an external API, and that smart contract itself then talks to it lives on the blockchain, and it distributes cryptocurrency between multiple wallets, right? And so how many people wanted to actually follow along on a demo? Okay, good. So if you notice, there is a demo that I deployed on the testnet. Think of it as a staging server, so to speak. So if you go to that URL, src-teal.now.sh, you can see the demo that we're going to build. And it's effectively an adoption agency for pets. So if you like dogs, if you're a dog person, hey, you can see some dogs, you can adopt them, all right? And so there's a few tools that I would like for you guys to download as well. So to interact with the blockchain, you're gonna need a browser extension known as Metamask. You don't always have to use Metamask, but for the purposes of this demo, this is the most ubiquitous technology out there. So just download that if you can. If you have Chrome, if you have Firefox, if you have Brave, one of my personal favorite browsers, which is 3 times as fast as Chrome, download that and go to infura.io, sign up, get your public ID. And so I'll keep that slide up there for about 10 seconds or so you can keep track of whatever URLs you need to go to. And I'll get prepared on my end. While you guys are doing that, who has access to the Git repo? Does everyone have it? Everyone has it? Okay. So you can actually follow along with this demo if you just follow the steps in the GitHub README file. All right. So, all right, did everybody download MetaMask and get that installed? All right. I'm having a slight issue here. So if there's someone in AV that can help me out with this, I'm looking to cast my laptop screen. Yeah, I already plugged it in here.
Yeah, you just need this receipt. You're good.
Oh, okay. All right, perfect. All right, so this is the Git repo that you guys will see. And this is the demonstration application here. You just see a bunch of dogs you can adopt, which is pretty cool. All right, so let's get right into it. We're a little short on time here. All right, so the first step is to download MetaMask. I'm just gonna quickly show you how that works. If you go to your Chrome store, you could search MetaMask. It's here. You would then obviously install that. I'm not going to take too much time doing that. And this is so before we get started with this, I do not actually own 21 Ethereum. Don't try to hack me, bro. Like this is, this is the test network. So anyone that is on the Ropsten network, you can actually grab some free Ethereums. I'm going to show you guys how to get some free Ethereum. All right. What is it? Ropsten faucet. There's these things called faucets that literally rain crypto. All right, so when you have your wallet installed, oops, I'm not on mainnet. Okay, this is weird. Okay, I think we're good. All right, so I'm just gonna quickly hit request 1 Ether from the faucet. This should be, there's something going on with this, I'm sorry. I'm going to do a quick pivot here. Of course, when you need to demo things, things break. All right, I'm gonna just go ahead and add this again. Okay. Well, I guess we're gonna walk through creating a new wallet. This is actually probably important for you guys to get this step. So this is your backup phrase, which is very important. This is what holds the keys to all of your crypto. Generally speaking, you do not want to share this. I'm not gonna put any real Ether in this wallet, so don't try to save this address. So you're gonna, I know how you think. Let's see here. I'm just gonna paste that there temporarily. Hit next. And now we have to go through the arduous process of confirming the backup phrase. So grid, episode, whisper, bachelor, impose, part, forward, eager, elite, master, total, and inflict. All right, it's just a bunch of random words, but it makes it cryptographically sound. All right, so now I have no Ether. All right, that kind of sucks. So let's go back to our faucet.metamask.io, and this should be working properly now. We're gonna request 1 Ether from the faucet. And so because this is operating on the blockchain, it's not going to be quite as fast. So you have to wait for the node operator to effectively confirm every transaction. Oh, now I really am on a mainnet. All right, let's go to Robston. This should be coming up. All right, let's go to it. This is weird. They are experiencing a bug right now. All right, there's another faucet, don't worry. Oh, that sucks. Don't judge me, don't judge me. I'm gonna try this one more time. This has to work. This is so strange. Okay. Yeah, this is kind of messed up, actually. I need this to work. Let's see if I can clear my cache. Okay, so in my case, I cannot get this working right now, but I always have a backup plan. All right, so did everyone download Ganache? That is your personal local blockchain. All right, so if not, just follow along with me here. So this is another backup blockchain. This is all local, so it doesn't matter. Each account has 100 Ether in it, which is perfectly fine for us. So let us continue. So we have to go to Infura. So in my case, I'm just gonna log in as opposed to signing up for a new account. Okay, I guess I'll use this one. So normally you would create a new project. I'll just do it. All right, view project. And now what you want is this project ID. And it's really important for us to save these here temporarily, just off to the side, because we're gonna add these to our .env file later on. All right, so we have that. We have Ganache. So if you don't have Node installed, you should install it. I personally use NVM, Node Version Manager, because it allows you to switch between different versions of Node as you need them. Unfortunately, there are some projects that use older versions of Node, newer versions of Node, and they may not always be compatible. So in my case, I already have this installed. Yep. I'm gonna check my Node version. All right, 10.15, that's good. And if after you install NVM, it's important to do this command here so you don't have to shut down your terminal and open it back up. So just a little pro tip. If you do not have Yarn, I suggest you download Yarn immediately because it's so much faster than the NPM package manager. So I do have that installed. And then also this is the tool called Truffle. You wanna go to trufflesuite.com. This is your developer toolkit for creating blockchain applications that are production ready. So this is just a really good ecosystem, a really good tool to have in general. And it turns out that Ganache is a part of it. All right. So I'm going to verify that I have Truffle installed. Yes, okay. All right, so let's get right into it. Now that we have everything we need, we should probably clone this repo. Just maybe. All right, git clone, if I can spell correctly. Oh, oops, I already cloned it. Oh, cool. All right, so first we're going to yarn install, if I can spell install. So this is downloading several megabytes of dependencies. Node is notorious for a ton of dependencies, I'm sure you guys know. So having Yarn installed, that dramatically speeds up the process. So while we're waiting on these dependencies, I'm gonna show you why I can fix this Metamask situation. There's always has to be a backup plan. So with Ganache, we're going to create our network. So we have a RPC server. This is the server is going to look at in order to connect to the blockchain. So I'm going to create this custom server. I think it's 7545. Okay. And next, we're going to take our private key from one of these accounts. And we're going to simply import this account and make sure you have private key selected. That is very important. Import. Now we have 100 Ether. All right. Do you know how much money that's worth? 0. All right. I know, right? All right, let's go down. I want to make sure I'm not forgetting anything for anyone who's following along here. All right, so our dependencies should be, wow, all right. Okay, internet connection. They should have got rocket fiber, which was just acquired, which is amazing. Yeah, this is really how long this takes. This is, yeah, there's a ton of dependencies here. But the cool part is there's nothing to actually, everything's already been pre-coded for you, so we don't have to go through the process. I'm gonna show you how to deploy this application and walk you through a few lines of code here. That's probably the most important part here. We can build applications all day long, but if you can't actually deploy it, it doesn't actually help you. So we're going to deploy to the testnet, which a ton of people actually Google how to deploy to the testnet. So I think this is going to be very valuable for anyone who wants to actually work in this space. So this is taking forever. All right, so while that's loading, we can create our .env file. So touch is how you create a new file, .env. Sometimes I do nano, sometimes I don't. I'm going to, oh no, it's not. Okay, I guess nano it is. Okay, so those keys we had, one second, different project. I'm going to quickly add this folder. Yep, that is the correct one. Okay. Since we're already inside of Sublime, may as well just continue with this course. So we're going to take our inferior key and replace it here. And then our mnemonic phrase. For some reason that is not selecting. Jeez. Okay, that is in place. So now hopefully our our yarn install should be complete. That is good. It's great actually. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is run the test. I know we have a speaker coming up later on today that's gonna talk about testing, which is great. So always run tests. So yarn test. And hopefully all tests should actually pass. So what it's doing right now, in order to test, it's going to compile the contracts first. Like I was saying earlier, it is a statically typed language. So these tests are going to run after the contracts are compiled. Okay. Tests are good. All right, so now we've already compiled. I'm just gonna do it again just to make sure we're good. And now we're going to migrate after this compile is done. All right. So what migrate is doing is actually writing what we've compiled to the blockchain. And this is hitting our Ganache blockchain here. And you can see that here. So it's writing all our cool little blocks there. All right. So now we're going to create a new window, yarn dev. Oh, that's weird. Okay, let's try that again. Okay. All right, so this is going to open up our local server, our local host. It's going to ask a quick little question. Oh, that sucks. Wait, I think that, oh, that's just a bug. Okay. I know it's already logged in there. All right, let's refresh the page. That is so weird. Okay, finally. Okay. So now this is running locally for us. We're able to take any of these pets and we're able to adopt them. Let's go with the boxer. I just happen to like boxers. So what's gonna happen is our wallet should ask us to confirm this transaction. Should be loading. That's weird. Yeah, it should be up and running. So what's supposed to happen here is that there is a confirmation screen that's supposed to come up. It tells you how much it's going to cost in order to execute the transaction, and then you hit OK, and then you're gonna wait about 30 seconds for the blockchain to be updated. So for some reason, I'm having some connection issues here. This is already deployed. So let's go back to some of the contracts. So looking at the contracts themselves, this is what a Solidity smart contract looks like. All right. So we have our variable that we're defining here called adopters, and we have a few functions here to actually adopt the pet itself. So in this particular language, you have to actually define the type of variable that's going to be passed inside of it. So we're getting short on time here. Oh, we're good. Okay. So I'll keep it very, very brief. So we have our adopt function, and then we have our get adopters function that allows us to view everyone who has adopted a pet. All right. And this is our front end code. So how does the front end actually talk to the blockchain? So I'm going to show you that code. In our app.js, we're using something called a Web3 provider. I'm not going to go through everything, but this is effectively what you would use to connect to the blockchain. All right, so you have to initialize the actual wallet itself, and then it's going to initialize the contract itself. So this is where it actually talks to the contract. These are our various functions that are associated with the contract itself. So this is effectively talking to our blockchain API, effectively. All right. So yeah. All right, let's see if this is acting properly now. Okay, account number 2. Yeah, I'm sorry guys, this is really weird. Normally this is working, but it does not want to work right now. Let's double check. Okay, it's talking to. Okay, 7. Yeah, this is really strange. This should be working. Let's find out why.
Can I ask a question about setup real quick?
Yeah, sure.
So when it asks for the mnemonic, should I use the one from Ganache or Metamask?
Good question. That is actually the answer to the question. In this case, it's actually Ganache, not Metamask. So that's actually where I messed up. Pair programming is a virtue. Sometimes the obvious answer is right in front of you the whole time. All right. That ought to do it, guys. Let's refresh the page just to make sure. And let's adopt this Scottish Terrier this time, only because he's second best. Oh, you know what? Let's recompile, shall we? Actually, I'll just go straight to migrate.
Does migrate do the compilation too?
It does.
This is live coding, guys. This is what happens when you live code.
Oh, yeah.
This is why I don't
Problem
live
solving.
code. That's why I got other people to do it. Okay, I'm done.
And it only happens when you're demoing something where it has to actually work, of course. All right. Let's refresh. Just want to verify something really quickly. Oops. This doesn't actually matter, but. It should be in place. Gonna restart. That's right. So this is actually a really good point to make. So I recompiled and I migrated the smart contract. So what happens is smart contracts are immutable. So when you actually migrate, what's happening is this front end is talking to the old contract. So when I push up the new contract, then, so now everything's in place now. So this should work. It has to work, come on guys. This is so strange. I know the struggle is real. I mean, it is relentless too. Recompile. Okay. So this is why I really wanted, so my backup plan was definitely to have this already deployed. So that's why I wanted to have the free Ethereum so I could have demoed this for you on the test net itself. So unfortunately, we messed that one up. So I have 1 minute.
The yarn command.
I'm sorry?
Try and rerun that yarn command. The last one you ran that popped up in the window.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, this thing is being pretty stubborn, I have to say. Has anyone else been able to demo this on the staging site? Because if you have your Ethereum already in place, you should be able to use that. Yeah, that's weird. Yeah. No, actually, this is deployed to a different URL. This is src-seal.now.sh. It requires you to have some Ropsten Ethereum in your wallet, so you cannot use this with the local backend that we have in place. So, yeah, so for some reason, this demo just completely flamed out on me, but that's okay. So I'm also willing to take any questions that you may have regarding blockchain.